Okay, chat, welcome back to round 2. We have William Caspin on Burn against Tom Kaufman on Blue-Red Delver. Jesse, here's William's burn list. You see anything fun you want to talk about?
One main deck, Sulfuric Vortex, which isn't relevant in this matchup, but I do like it with the Arizona meta. There's a lot of Miracles and Death and Taxes, which I think the card's pretty good against. The sideboard, there's one Blood Moon, one Rending Volley, one Chaos Warp, one Pyroblast, one Red Elemental Blast, 2 Pyrostatic Pillar, 4 Smash, and 4 Leyline.
Okay, for Thomas, he has definitely updated his list since the last time we saw him, incorporating 3 Terramanders and 3 True-Name Nemesis in his main deck. Terramander is the new hotness in the Delver decks. It's a 1/1 flyer for 1 blue, and it usually turns into a 5/5 flyer for just 1 more blue at instant speed. And his sideboard relevant cards are essentially none, with 4 Braids, 2 Blood Moons, 2 Sulfur Elementals, 2 Flusterstorms, which you can bring in, 1 Price, 2 Pyroblasts, and 2 Surgical Extractions. So whatever's going to happen...
I'd probably bring in the Flusterstorm. I'd definitely bring in the Flusterstorm.
It's going to happen fast.
Do you know who won the die roll?
I do not know who won the die roll. I was clicking around.
Okay. Well, we'll see here in just a minute.
They're both watching their mulligans. I'm going to go make sure they know they can start because I told them to hold up.
Okay. Also here, William has 3 Exquisite Firecraft, which also might be based against blue decks like Miracles. Just for the Spell Mastery on counter ability. Thomas keeps and William takes a mulligan.
So they will get an extra 4 minutes if it comes down to that, but Burn versus Burn, I don't imagine that being necessary.
True. I lied. Thomas took a mulligan. So both players down to 6. What do you like? Who do you think is favored game 1? Because they're both essentially doing the same thing.
Last time he was on stream, he did miss Battlefield Triggers.
Who did?
I guess it really depends on who gets out the gates faster. Neither of them have a lot of late game. I'd want to say that maybe Burn is going to be slightly favored, but it's going to be fairly even. They both want to play creatures and then close the door as fast as they possibly can. And with Burn's creatures all having haste, I mean, there is a chance that Tom can play the control role with his bigger creatures. You know, if he can get to 3 and get a True-Name Nemesis on the board, that pretty much locks up the ground. Young Pyromancer is going to make a lot of blockers. So it really just depends on how their hands line up and how late the game actually goes.
So I noticed there's no Searing Blaze. I think that's a card.
Yes.
The landfall card. There's no main deck Searing Blaze or any in the sideboard. Which usually I like Burn because you have cards like that to do 2 for 1, like kill the Delver.
I mean, he does have, Exquisite Firecraft.
True. I talked about that card against... So he definitely built this deck to be control decks, not creature decks.
Yeah.
Which sometimes you just play, like, you build your deck to beat certain things and you don't play against them. Where when I won, I built my deck to beat specific things and I got paired against all of them.
Every single time.
I was just trying to fade Death and Taxes all day, which I did.
Quite effectively.
Quite effectively.
So from Tom, we have turn 1 land Delver. Caspin. What is that?
That's Goblin Guide.
Goblin Guide. So he goes turn 1 Goblin Guide, hits a land on the trigger.
Feels good.
So the clock is already starting.
Will he remember his Delver trigger?
Untaps.
He remembered it.
Oh, he had to use the dice trick.
You always do that.
Delver flips on a Preordain.
Interesting card. So how do you feel about Preordain in, like, other decks. Because I know like the Grixis Shadow decks play like 3 Ponder, 1 Preordain. But I just like 4 Ponder before the first Preordain.
I agree. I think Ponder's just a better card overall, but the difference is fairly negligible.
True. And maybe he's playing Pyromancer, so he wants a bunch of cantrips, so maybe he's playing like 1 Preordain.
I mean, strangely enough, we can look as he preordains. We have 1 preordain.
He drew the one of
4 Ponder, 1 preordain.
1 Vapor
4
Snag.
Brainstorm.
Okay, so pretty stock. Fork Bolt and Vapor Snag definitely.
Yeah, so he's just running it as the ninth cantrip in a Pyromancer deck.
Which I like.
Flips on the one of. Does he just turn it into a race? I mean, he does have 2 red cards in his hand, so this can just be a racing situation. He does have the bigger 1-drop at this point, because blue just has the best of everything.
Most times. So I'm gonna fetch. There it is.
That's the Terramander?
Terramander. The Salamander Drake.
The Salamander of the Skies. And we'll let Espinoza know that he's getting requests. We're not sure if he's going to be near the top tables, though. He did actually get Blood Mooned out by Thomas Kaufman in round 1. So he's sitting pretty in the 0-1 bracket.
He is on tilt.
With his Dark Depths. I don't think he's tilting just yet.
Not yet. I would.
So from Will, we get Mountain. Looks like he has a handful of burn. There's a Monastery Swift Spear.
So this is where a Searing Blaze would be like amazing.
I see a Fire Blast. Searing Blaze is usually sideboard, but not in this situation.
I would bolt the Delver here for maximum value.
So there's the Swift Spear. You should attack with both.
Trigger.
Guide Trigger.
Oh, we're 2 for 2 on
2
Goblin
for
Guide
2
hits.
on Goblin Guide hits. Kind of matters, I guess. Kind of very relevant. In that he's not drawing lands.
True. Not that I ever played Brainstorm, but I would love to Brainstorm in response. Put a land on top. For max value.
So Tom does have double Chain Lightning. So this game could be very over very quickly.
This sounds like a yeehaw to me.
Especially with the flying Salamander of the Skies.
Right.
So he has 1.
Do you know
this is Phoenix.
Do you know the hidden text on Chain Lightning?
What is the hidden text?
That you can pay red to copy it. And yes, I have killed somebody like that in my lifetime.
That can't be a real thing.
Yeah, look it up. That's where the chain part comes in.
Does that become relevant? What's the over-under on that being relevant in this game?
Whoever's at the lower life total. It's also just free if you have untapped mana.
But it is red, so if Chain Lightning happens right now, as Tom is in the tank.
True, it won't happen this turn, but I'm just bringing it up for the future. Because both players have registered them. Tom is in the tank.
In the tank.
Do you think he,
staring at his hand.
Yeah. I don't think he's dead. At 16 life. Bolt, Fire Blast, attack. He's still not dead.
I mean, having the double Chain Lightning is really big.
True.
The question is, what do you Chain Lightning? Do you Chain Lightning creatures? Do you Chain Lightning face?
Last turn, if I were William, I would have bolted the Delver for max value. Okay. Just gonna Chain Lightning this Swift Spear, which I like.
The cool part about Terramander is he's not just Chain Lightning and burning. He's Chain Lightning and getting to the 5/5.
Right. He's feeling the adapt. Brainstorm. A main storm.
Mage phase, but we have to make sure you put a land back on top for the Goblin guy.
True. A bolt in response.
Bolt on the Terramander, showing respect for the new
He's
common.
afraid of Terramander.
Like, he does have the Vapor Snag in his hand, so he could Vapor Snag it back.
The only thing I don't like is that one life, like, will definitely matters in this matchup. 2. There we go. 3.
How many players was it?
I don't remember. Just below 60. So we got some Force of Wills, which I don't like in this matchup. And I don't like that Tom fetched double Volk. Because he knows Price of Progress.
I don't like that it's been Tom's turn for at least 5 minutes.
Has it been 5 minutes?
I feel like it's been 5 minutes.
Sometimes it feels like forever. This is why I don't play Brainstorm. This is just too hard. I just play Chalice of Void.
In the blue-red Delver burn matchup, I really feel like the game should take probably 5 minutes tops.
True. Attack for 3. Tie it up at 13. My lucky number. What's he gonna do? He's just gonna pass the turn. Sit on, looks like double force, double blue card. Who picked this matchup? I know it wasn't me. Oh, hold on. I don't even care. I just want the land off the top. If you put it back with Brainstorm like you should have.
Here's the Vapor Snag. He is targeting William Caspin with the 1 life loss.
He is, but I completely unless he didn't put a land on top or didn't find a land with Brainstorm. Replays the Goblin Guide.
Okay, Tom's hand is all blue cards at this point.
Zach Zent just pulled up.
Zach Zent is in the building. Beard
and all.
This is quite an elegant beard,
It is.
Jesse. You need to work on your beard game.
Well, I have to keep it a
He's
certain way
got the
for
creepy
work.
mustache and everything.
He gets to work from home. Suspended Rift Bolt.
Suspended Rift Bolt passed back to Tom. So Tom is not in the clear here. I mean, he does have multiple force blue card.
But how much is that 1 life or the other blue card going to matter? That's what I'm saying. 3 mana, True Name Nemesis. Choose William.
We did talk about if Tom got to 3 mana, the True Name Nemesis is just a Stonewall.
Right. So I'm going to say Thomas is in driver's seat with, what is that, a Ponder? Ponder double force. William's doing math.
Ponder double force, he takes 6, and the Chain Lightning should be on top. So
Okay.
we could be looking at lethal for Tom this turn.
Depends on where this Rift Bolt's going. Which there's a point when burn is hitting creatures and not face that I tend to think they're behind.
So William's hand is Fire Blast, Exquisite Spellcraft, and Eidolon of Great Reveal.
Ooh. Which I don't like here either because you're just behind.
A little late for that card.
That card's only good on turn 2.
There is the Force of Will.
And the 1 life. And the other force? The Ponder. Oh.
Pitching the
Other force.
of Will.
Okay, I like that.
So we do know that
There's a Chain Lightning on
there's
top.
a Chain Lightning on top.
And
There
a Ponder
should,
in his
there
hand.
should be a Chain
There
Lightning
should
on
be.
top. So William has to burn him out here.
I'm not crazy about it. Exquisite Firecraft. Like 3 mana, It sounds ridiculous, but 3 mana is a lot in a burn deck. As you've seen, he's been on 2 lands for the whole game, with no way to really like brainstorm or find more lands.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. He's on 20 lands.
That also seems like a lot, but what do I know?
There's the Ponder. I mean, we should just be looking for the double attack Chain Lightning, I believe.
I like it. A wasteland and
Nothing relevant.
Okay, a shuffle.
The shuffle.
That's what we found,
That's what
a
he saw,
shuffle.
a shuffle.
Also, that's what I like about Ponder more than Preordain. It's just like sometimes you find garbage on top and get rid of it. Okay, what do we find on top? Lightning bolt. Lightning bolt. Oh, a wasteland.
Okay, so there's the Chain Lightning.
Don't play it.
I mean, if
If you're gonna play it, play it.
If there's a price of progress in his hand and he plays the Wasteland, he could just be dead.
Well, what you do is you wasteland your own source to quote unquote gain life. Okay,
there's
and
my-
after
okay.
20 minutes, we have game 1 done. We got Caleb Pranger over here. What happened, Caleb? Which is your favorite deck?
It is.
You fell upon your faithful sword.
I did.
Well, Caleb will not be on camera this round.
It's alright.
Caleb
I was on camera once and I won.
didn't make it.
We should have put Caleb on in so he would have won.
I probably would have.
You're on fire on camera.
Okay, so
So turn 3 out hard
We're
cast
going-
Blazing Heart.
if you were Will, what are you bringing in here?
If I'm Will,
Yeah.
Rending Volley against Terramander and Delver. Red Elemental Blast. Pyroblast. I'll bring in those 3. I'm not crazy about Sulfuric Vortex. I'm not crazy about Exquisite Firecraft. I think that's something against like control decks you want.
Just too slow in this matchup.
Right, and like as you saw,
Never got to
that game went a while and he didn't hit his 3rd land.
Well, there's no manipulation.
Right.
You know, he's not running the blue.
Like I think
cantrips.
Burn is a deck that loses to itself, and the game is decided by the opening hand. Like, okay, can this win? Because I have I'm off the top all game.
Yeah, I mean, I've always considered Burn, a slow combo deck.
Right. 3x7,
3x7.
which is hard sometimes.
We just watched it.
We just saw it.
For Tom Kaufman, we believe the Flusterstorm should come in.
Absolutely.
He does have 2 of them. He doesn't actually have a lot of other value in his deck in this matchup, with the rest of the cards being Abrades, Blood Moon, Sulfur Elementals, a price of progress, and some surgical extractions. So we are pile shuffling it up. Then we will remember they do have an additional 5 minutes, which I can just change right now.
The power of technology is
power.
outstanding.
Of technology. There we go. There's an accurate time for them.
Yeehaw.
So that's 1.
So Tom is on the draw. In traditionally, I like taking out Days on the draw, but I think here you keep it. What do you think?
Sorry, I'm still messing with actual timing. I think this matchup, the whole game is being played in the early game, and 1 mana is such a big deal.
Right.
That's the difference between the extra bolt. That's the difference between resolving that exquisite Firecraft on 3 and not. I think Days could be
Huge. Also, you're resetting your Volcanics
for price of
for
progress.
Price of Progress. This is why I'm a big fan of sideboard notes. Not sure if either player has them, but it just saves so much time.
I mean, this will be the longest
the
Burn versus Blue Red
In
Delver
history.
matchup in the history of Magic. If this
and
goes
we
to
are
game,
doing commentary
if
on
this
it.
goes to Game 3, I will be riveted. So do we have any results from around the room? We know Caleb Pranger, the legendary Elves player we saw in the last matchup, has fallen to his own pet deck. In fact,
Slain upon his faithful
Frenchie?
sword.
Frenchie is 2-0 with his super secret brew,
Which hopefully we get to see next round.
storming the tables. Hopefully we will see him at the next table or the next round.
We're going to have to look up a lot of cards on Gatherer. So we're going to apologize in advance.
Do we have an update on Daniel Espinoza? Local celebrity. Espinoza is still playing. Okay, we're still watching the shuffle here. Okay, we'll look around the room. Mr. Alex McCarty
Looks like Tom took a mulligan.
is not looking. Tom's taking a mulligan. Ooh, Daniel Espinoza, local celebrity, legendary bearded man,
Oh,
is playing Death and Taxes and is not in a favorable position. Our thoughts and prayers are with him right now.
press F to pay respects.
If you'd like to donate to the Daniel
There's a
Espinoza
fund.
Swords to
Recovery
Plowshares
fund.
Recovery Fund, please see the notes in chat. Okay, here we are. Will leads Basic Mountain.
Fetch Basic Mountain.
Fetch Basic Mountain.
That one
Takes
life matters.
More shuffling.
Get a good shuffle in. Goblin Guide. Suspend Rift Bolt. I was way off.
Suspend Rift Bolt.
Thomas Kaufman looks at his hand, draws.
I mean, even something as dazing that Rift Bolt next turn would be a reset of the first turn.
Keeping your life above 1 is the goal.
Okay, Tom Kaufman. We have a fetch, a Polluted Delta to be exact. He's gonna go get a land.
I bet you it's a volcanic.
Is it a volcanic? Does he play around the Price of Progress? Oh, he passed the volcanic. He put a basic island.
Okay. He's respecting it because he's on the draw. We got a judge call. Not that it matters. Delver? Terramander.
The Terramander.
Salamander Drake. Yo boy. Where's this Riftbolt going? To the face.
Riftbolt
Okay.
to the face.
No respect.
We have another judge call. Multiple judge calls, same round, different tables.
Matthew Gossler to the rest of you.
There is the Eidolon of Great Revel.
Okay. I like this here.
Daze would be really big right now. We've talked about that card.
He did not daze or force it.
Okay. The race is on.
So he has a Vapor Snag in his hand?
Shock yourself, Vapor Snag.
Sure.
In Catsman's hand, we do see a Lightning Bolt.
Is that a Chain Lightning? I can't tell if it's the dual deck one or not. Which land are we going to play?
Coffin's back in the tank.
Island or Fetch?
Island or fetch? Fetch or island?
It's
There's the
an island.
It's an island, guys.
Oh, or what are we tapping mana for here? Is that
That's a ponder.
okay?
That's
I don't like casting that right now.
That's the land again.
One
damage.
Okay,
Goes,
we got
go
it.
to combos. Go to combat.
Bloodthirst trigger, raid trigger.
Double Eidolon for Will.
Tom's going to think about that.
Will he let it resolve?
Well, it's a 16. We're discussing how Magic cards work. Untap,
Untap.
draw.
The race is sufficiently on. Wasteland is the draw.
Tom is pretty behind.
Here's
True
three.
Name Nemesis.
True Name Nemesis, take 4.
Go to 10. I don't like that at all. Attack for 1 with Terramander. Put William to 15. No attack. I don't like that at all.
I mean, Thomas can't actually play anything
Right,
or attack for the rest of the game for the most part.
right. So maybe Will just waits.
I mean, Will can't really play much either, but he is up by 6.
Right, which is a lot. There's just 2 burn spells. Pass. Okay, we're on the draw go plan in the aggro matchup for game 2. Another Scalding Tarn. I tell you, those fetches are going to add up.
Thompson trying to figure out what to do. I mean, this situation, it's a bad situation for both players.
Right.
I mean, eventually Caspin will just get enough burn in his hand to be able to end the game,
Right.
though. So I feel like
Okay, now we're getting an attack in. Which maybe sets up William to win next turn. Attack with both my Eidolons
take 2, go to 8.
and kill you.
I mean, the more lands Will gets, the better of a situation he's going to be in.
There you go. Is that a... What do we got here? Oh, there's a Fire Blast.
Yeah, there's a fireball.
Okay, so I think we're going for it.
there's a bolt on Thomas.
A Chain Lightning.
Or chain lightning on Thomas.
Now, see, if Tom had Mountain, could fetch for another Mountain and copy it,
Can you tell me how Frankie's doing?
he could have just killed the Eidolon. I believe the copy gets through the cast part of Eidolon, which would just put Tom right back in this game. If he's not just dead already. 5?
8 down to 5.
5? There's a fetch. Okay.
There's the second one.
Trigger. 11 to 2. You think he's got the force?
Looked like the beginning of 2.
Tom's in the tank. It looks like there is a force in his hand. Are we getting requests?
We are getting updates. Popular players.
Well, it won't be me today. Exquisite Firecraft.
There it is.
You're dead.
Gone there.
He changed the life of
Moving
a
to
forum.
3.
He said, "You're dead, sir."
He said, "You
Press
are
F.
dead." He moved the life counter for Tom just to make sure he
It's
knew.
over. Well, it's not over, but we're going to game 3.
We are going to game 3. The Daisies are coming right back in.
Taking out Chain Lightning? Or he's putting them back in? Maybe he read the secret text. taking out cantrips, probably to respect Eidolon more.
What'd I miss?
Nothing. There's just still sideboarding. Looks like Tom took out 3 Rift Bolt, or not Rift Bolt, Chain Lightnings. And it looks like he's considering putting some amount back in. It looks like he was cutting cantrips. Maybe, I'm not sure. Why? Like, if you're on the draw, you probably want more burn. I think. But I don't think William sideboarded at all. For game 3 at least. Oh, okay. It was a UMA Lava Spike. Which made sense because Exquisite Firecraft is cost 3. Thanks, Twitch chat.
Sorry, there's a lot of
There's
weird,
a lot
weird
of
art.
disgraceful art being played today. There's like Goblin Guide. You didn't know what the Goblin Guide was. I didn't know what the Lava Spike was.
There's a lot of weird art, and our screen's kind of blurry.
True.
I feel like we had kind of a pass.
And we're both wearing glasses, so we're at a disadvantage. Very attack.
Okay, we're getting the shuffle for game 3. Bathroom, wander around. They're talking. We're still shuffling.
What are you watching over here?
We have a special guest commentator, Anthony Hare.
Yeah.
Anthony, how did you do in your match?
I won 2-0.
2-0. Anything you want to tell us? Any?
Bomberman is the best.
Bomberman is the best. We
We'll
have
probably see it sometime.
What's your record
Maybe
so
the
far?
Finals. 2-0.
2-0. So Bomberman is in the running for feature match
Yeah.
next round. Right here, Anthony, we have Will Caspin on Burn against Thomas Coffin on Blue Red Delver.
I have to cheer for the Delver here because Burn is my nemesis. Like every time, doesn't matter what deck I'm on. I just feel like I'm always one turn behind Burn.
This is game 3. Kaufman is on the draw,
Okay.
and he's going to lead with a Polluted Delta Go.
It's always interesting to watch him play. He's a good player. Very, very tight when he plays. Let's see here.
We have
All right, so
Arid Mesa Mountain from Caspin. He's going to start with 3 to the dome.
I'd be really curious if you kept the price of progress in. So most people after the sideboard take it out, but with a Delver deck, you don't run much base to begin with. But even at the if you're trying to race the Delver deck, I have to imagine you keep it in because they have to get the non-basics, especially in a game 3 scenario.
No, we haven't seen a price
Who's
progress.
on the play? Sorry, I missed that.
Coffin is on the play.
Coffin was on the play.
Here's the fetch, goes down to 16. We haven't seen price of progress yet.
Do we know if it's in his list or not?
It is. He has 4 in his list,
Okay.
and he doesn't have a lot of cards to take out.
Well, what was he bringing in for the sideboard? We got Red Blast and Pyros. He probably didn't bring anything other than those 2 in. And let's see what we got here.
We're saying he probably
Pyrostatics. I would
Yeah.
bring in Pyrostatic too.
but not a whole lot to bring out, not a whole lot to bring in for either player. It's kind of just a race.
He doesn't have much for. Where's his deck list now?
His deck list is on. The only thing we said was 2 Flusterstorms.
Okay. Come back in.
Sweet.
Back out. We'll come back and do that.
Maverick
We-
Senpai has
we-
returned.
We lost Anthony Hare.
So what did I miss?
You missed.
I can't believe this
Nothing.
is what I'm coming back to after taking a 5-minute pee. Volcanic Island, not respecting Price of Progress.
He hasn't seen the price of progress yet.
But he has to know about it. No way, that's right.
Well, he does have blue and red cards.
Did you
in his
press
hand.
rewind? That was a joke, because he was getting ready to cast a Brainstorm and untapped.
Okay, decides not to. Comes back.
Is it
This
an
is
upkeep Brainstorm?
turn 2 for Tom Kaufman.
He thinks. Drew a blue card.
Island go. Pays 2.
Young Pyromancer.
Young
Peasy.
Easy. And that is actually a big problem for Will.
For
and
sure.
there's just so many chump blockers.
Like he's got to answer it now. I think.
He's got an answer now, and hopefully
There we go. Force.
Daze is still a card.
Daze.
There's the
Oh
Daze.
boy. Turn basic island trigger. That's huge.
That's huge, especially if Will goes land
Oh.
go.
That's just sad. It looks like he's got mountains in his
He's
hand.
got mountains in his
Wow.
hand.
Tilt. It's just things like that that can just turn a game around. Not that either side was one-sided, but it's what I like to call a blowout.
I mean, in a game where Will is just trying to aggro him down as fast as humanly possible, letting Tom have an endless stream of chump blockers.
Right. Another Daze? Holy God.
He had
He
the
had it,
second
bro.
Daze.
He had it. He literally just gained 6 life and put 2 more power on the board for free.
Yeah, that will be hard to recover from.
For sure. If he goes like Island Ponder, find more free spells. There's the island I was talking about.
Attacks for 4.
14.
Okay, what can Will do to recover? That has to just be an endless stream of...
Kill Young Pyromancer right now.
he has a lot of land. All those lands.
All
from the
those
last
lands
two
that he
games.
didn't play. Brainstorm.
Brainstorm end of turn for the
I'm not a big
Pyromancer.
fan of brainstorming on a turn without a fetch, but in this case, you're making more power.
We're cutting the clock down from
Right.
4 turns to 3.
Don't forget to brainstorm. You get more than a token. 1, 2, 3.
Puts 2 lands back. Doesn't put 2 lands back.
Thinks about it.
Thinks about putting 2 lands back. Puts 2 lands back. He does have the fetch in his hand, so he will fetch away 1 land.
Probably Wasteland. Plays a fetch. Attacks for 5. What is that card on the right? Oh, it's just a Flail Mountain.
Caspin's in trouble. As Tom's gonna fetch.
Volcanic. Price of Progress?
No respect for Price of Progress all day, every day.
Maybe William can like end of turn triple bolt you. 369. Price of Progress. I don't know. There we go.
Take 5.
Boom. And a pass. Okay, there's that
There's the
bolt I was
bolt.
talking about.
I mean, at this point, he has to just be going in, right?
Bolt, bolt, bolt. He's going in. Ooh. Just 1 bolt. Draw a step. A fetch land? Mountain.
I mean, he could cast Exquisite Firecrafts now.
He could. Oh.
And he did.
Let me read this. Card was great in Standard years ago for who cares? Probably nobody.
So it's 4 damage, right?
Yes.
And it can't be countered?
If you have Spell Mastery, which is 2
Instants or sorceries.
right in your graveyard, bolt. You said bolt you.
Bolt you.
Bolt you make lethal. Is it over? So that's 4 tokens, not 1 with 4 counters on it.
So it's Bolt you, kill you? Oh, he's at 9. He's at 6 now.
Yeah, that's 6.
Double Fire Blast.
Does he? There's... How many cards does he have? No, not double.
There's the lands for Double Fire Blast.
He does. That'd be great.
This is an
Whoa.
impressively...
It's pretty desperate. A Spell Pierce? A
Got him.
concession.
And game over.
It's
Tom
over.
Kaufman takes the win. 2-1 over William Caspin. In a very, we'll call it methodical, Blue-Red Delver versus Baron matchup.
Who would have thought?